You feel something changing inside you. It's not just a phase or a difficult moment. It's something much deeper, something that's completely rewriting your soul. The chosen ones don't awaken gently. Their transformation is intense, revolutionary, and often lonely. These 8 spiritual signs aren't obstacles. They are the sacred codes that your final awakening has already begun. And if you've experienced at least 3 of these signs, brace yourself, because what's happening to you isn't an accident, it's destiny. But before this final awakening fully completes, there's a mysterious phase, a spiritual portal where everything begins to disintegrate, not as punishment, but as sacred preparation. In this phase, your soul begins sending alerts. These aren't just passing thoughts, they are manifestations that shake your very essence. Your body, your energy, your environment, everything reacts as if it knows something you don't yet understand. If you've been feeling strange, disconnected, or simply different, it's not coincidence. It's the beginning of your spiritual metamorphosis. Because before you can access your highest frequency, before you become the version this world secretly awaits, you must first break out of the shell that limits you. One of the first signs before a chosen one's final awakening is a strange sensation that reality isn't as solid as before. Suddenly, you question things you've always accepted as absolute truth. Social conventions seem artificial. News on TV sounds like poorly rehearsed theater. Everyday conversations echo hollow, as if everyone's reciting a script you never received. What's really happening is that your consciousness is expanding beyond the limitations of common perception. You begin to see through the veils that keep most people asleep. It's like invisible glasses are being removed from your eyes, revealing layers of existence that were always there, but you'd never noticed before. This can be disorienting. You might question your mental sanity, your judgment, even your identity. But it's not madness, it's lucidity. The old limited perception is dissolving so your consciousness can operate in much broader dimensions. And here's what's even more powerful. The more reality becomes fluid around you, the closer you are to receiving massive revelations. Insights about life's purpose, memories from other existences, and a deep understanding of who you really are can emerge when you least expect it. Don't panic. Breathe deeply. Stay centered. This sign is proof that you're preparing to operate from a much superior state of consciousness. You wake up and something feels wrong. Not exactly sick, but misaligned. Your throat might be tight for no apparent reason. Your muscles ache even without exercising. You start reacting to foods you've always consumed normally. Your skin manifests unexplained eruptions. Your digestion becomes irregular. You feel heavy, bloated, inflamed. Initially, you think it's just fatigue or stress, but the symptoms persist. They evolve, transform, and a strange perception begins to emerge. Your body is rejecting something fundamental, but it's not food. It's not lack of rest. It's your old existence. When a chosen one approaches their final awakening, the body becomes hypersensitive to everything that's no longer aligned with their new frequency. Toxic environments, draining routines, even certain people, your body starts treating them like energetic poisons. That morning meeting at work you hate, your stomach contracts. That social commitment with people who drain your energy, you feel exhausted just thinking about it. It's not laziness, it's total energetic incompatibility, and your body is trying to alert you. What most people don't understand about spiritual awakening is that it's not just emotional or mental, it's cellular. Your body is literally recalibrating. The frequency you're transitioning to doesn't support the old programming, so your body starts rejecting it. And it can be brutal. You might think you're falling apart, but what's really happening is a deep detoxification from a life that no longer serves you. The most important thing in this phase is to listen, hydrate, rest, eat intuitively, and stop forcing yourself to be in spaces that are energetically violent to your system. Your body is becoming a refined spiritual instrument, and anything out of tune will cause friction. That headache you feel in specific places, that anxiety that emerges around certain people, it's not random. It's your soul screaming through your nervous system. This is no longer for you. There comes a moment in your spiritual evolution when everything you once valued starts to seem strangely empty. You're not depressed nor exhausted, but suddenly the things that used to motivate you, competition, recognition, social trends, money, attention, seem like background noise in a movie you no longer want to watch.
You scroll through social media and nothing excites you. You enter work and it's like everyone's participating in a game you no longer want to be part of. The same conversations seem empty, the same achievements seem meaningless. It's as if your soul silently disconnected from a reality it no longer resonates with. This happens before the final awakening. The veil lifts, the illusion thins. You begin to see through everything. And in that clarity, the material game, the infinite cycle of proving yourself, chasing things, pleasing people, and trying to fit in, no longer makes sense. Initially, this can be deeply disturbing. You might question whether you're giving up or failing, but the truth is, you're evolving. You're detaching, because the things that once gave you a false sense of identity no longer match your vibration. This symptom often brings guilt. You might feel bad for not wanting to participate. You might even fake interest to avoid conflicts with friends or colleagues. But deep down, your soul is craving something real, something sacred, something beyond survival and superficial status. And that craving doesn't disappear, it grows. You begin to desire truth, stillness, genuine connection, authentic purpose, things that can't be posted online or quantified by numbers. In this phase, many chosen ones feel lost, but only because they stopped lying to themselves. You're no longer numbing yourself with distractions. You're no longer addicted to external validation. That silence you feel, it's not emptiness, it's space. Space for a higher purpose to enter. Before the final awakening, emotional intensity can emerge like a giant wave. One moment, you're crying over a childhood song. The next, you're consumed by unshakable rage, and you don't even know where it came from. These waves aren't random. They're part of your deep spiritual cleansing. Your emotional body is purifying residual energy, not just from this life, but frequently from multiple existences, pain you never processed, guilt you didn't know you carried, even ancestral wounds. Everything begins to rise to the surface. And yes, it can be overwhelming. But this is your energy field creating space for expansion. Think of it as energetic vomiting, painful but necessary for healing. Instead of judging yourself for being too sensitive, honor the emotion. Sit with it, witness it, let it flow. Your tears are messengers. Your anger is information. This intensity means your inner world is becoming more honest, more raw, and ultimately more powerful. These emotional spikes are proof that your heart is being reprogrammed to feel in new frequencies. You're not becoming unstable, you're becoming unfiltered. And that's one of the final steps before spiritual sovereignty is restored. Suddenly, people start fading away. Friends you've known for years stop reaching out. Loved ones feel distant. Conversations become shallow or strained. At first, you might blame yourself. You wonder, what did I do wrong? But the truth is, you did nothing. Your frequency simply outgrew their energetic field. This isn't about ego or superiority.
It's about alignment. As your soul prepares for its final awakening, it begins releasing energetic contracts that have been completed. Some people were only meant to walk with you to a certain chapter, and once their role is fulfilled, the universe gently removes them to create space for new connections more aligned with your higher vibration. It hurts deeply, because some of these people meant everything to you. But if you listen carefully, there's a sacred silence behind the loss, a whisper saying they were part of your awakening, not your destiny. So instead of clinging, release. Trust that new spiritual family, guides, and soul mirrors are already being drawn to your new vibration. Not everyone can walk with you toward the light, and that's okay. At this stage, the universe stops whispering and starts shouting, but not always in words. You might see repeating numbers everywhere, hear songs that seem to speak directly to your soul, or have dreams so vivid they feel like memories from another realm. These aren't coincidences, these are activation codes. Your higher self is starting to build bridges between the physical and energetic worlds. This means signs, synchronicities, and symbolic patterns start flooding your reality faster than your mind can interpret. You might even start hearing internal messages or sense when someone's thinking of you. You could get chills when reading something profound or feel watched in the best possible way, as if your guides are closer than ever. Don't dismiss these moments as imagination. These are your clairvoyant senses activating. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, claircognizance, they all begin to awaken as you approach the spiritual tipping point. And it won't always make sense to others, but it will undeniably feel real to you. The universe doesn't speak English. It speaks in symbols, emotions, patterns, and frequency. And now, you're finally learning how to listen. As the awakening approaches, something extraordinary happens. Your intuition doesn't just improve, it becomes practically infallible. You start knowing things before they happen. You feel people's energy instantly. You can predict situation outcomes with an accuracy that frightens even yourself. This heightened intuition isn't just about vague feelings, it's direct knowledge. You look at someone and immediately know if they're trustworthy. You enter an environment and feel whether the energy is beneficial or toxic. You hear a proposal and know instantly whether to accept or refuse, even without logical analysis. This is your spiritual navigation system fully activating. You're no longer dependent only on linear reasoning. You're accessing a much more advanced form of intelligence, the wisdom of the soul. Other people might question your intuition-based decisions. They might ask for proof or logical justifications, but you learn to trust this internal knowing even when you can't explain it in words. This heightened intuition is one of the clearest signs that you're transitioning to a higher level of consciousness. You're becoming a refined receiver of energetic information, capable of navigating life with wisdom that transcends common intellect. The final sign is silent but powerful. It's that unshakable knowing in your core that says something grand is coming. You can't explain it, you can't name it, but you feel it deeply. This knowing often appears in moments of stillness, right before sleep, during a walk. Suddenly, you feel your life is leading to something immense, and your role in it is crucial, as if your soul is preparing for a mission that hasn't been fully revealed yet. And even though you don't know exactly where you're going, you're no longer afraid of the unknown. This is where your ego begins to soften, your attachments begin to loosen, and your trust in divine timing begins to solidify.
You stop chasing and start aligning. And even though you can't see the full picture yet, the quiet voice inside you keeps repeating, "This is what you were born for." That voice isn't your imagination. It's your spirit preparing to activate fully. If you've experienced even a few of these signs, you're not going crazy. You're awakening. The path of a chosen one isn't glamorous. And it's not easy, but it's real, and it's sacred. What you're going through is the dismantling of your old identity so your true self can emerge. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort, but chosen ones are forged through it. You're not here to follow the crowd. You're here to break the pattern. And the breakdowns you're experiencing now, the emotional chaos, the strange signals, the loneliness, aren't punishments. They are the birth pains of a soul finally remembering its mission. The final awakening isn't a single event. It's a series of moments that force you to let go of what you thought life was about so you can step into what it was always meant to be. You're becoming the version of yourself that this planet desperately needs, not by pretending to be perfect, but by allowing your authenticity to lead. So if your world feels upside down right now, great. That means the transformation is already happening. That means you're almost there. The awakening of the chosen ones isn't just about personal evolution. It's about the elevation of all humanity. And you are a fundamental piece in this global transformation.